Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
I'm gonna eat it up.
No.
You want some? Okay, I share with you.
Cheers.
It is time to get cooking. I'm Jacqui Saldana, and I've been creating simple and delicious recipes on my website for more than 10 years with my family. And now I'm inviting you into my kitchen to come cook along with me while I show you how to easily create weeknight dinners, decadent desserts, and everything tasty in between. I keep it real, and most importantly, I keep it simple. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss out on our weekly videos. And now, let's see what we're making today. Hello everyone, if you're new here, my name is Jacqui and welcome. If you've been here before, I am so glad that you're back. Today we're making dinner rolls, but not just your ordinary dinner rolls. No, these are the best dinner rolls you will ever eat in your whole entire life, and I'm gonna show you how to make them. They're so easy. Let's go. All right, in a small saucepan, we're gonna start by warming up 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. We also have a half a cup of whole milk, and we've got 2 tablespoons of honey, or you can use 2 tablespoons of agave. You can also do sugar. You just need something sweet. You can also get away with doing maple syrup too, but I like using agave. And I'm also gonna add in 1 cup of water. Perfect. And you're just gonna melt the butter and the honey and the milk all together until they become one. The key here is that you just want it just above lukewarm. You don't want it scalding hot, and you don't want it too cold. You want, sorry, my daughter Maya's here. You don't want it too hot. You want it where you can comfortably put your finger in there and everything is good. Basically like a nice warm bath. We have our warm butter, our milk, and our honey, and we're going to add it to our mixing bowl here. And it is perfect. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in 1 packet of instant yeast. So this is why you don't want this mixture to be too warm, right? You want it to be nice and just a little bit above lukewarm. If it's too hot, then you're gonna end up like basically killing off the yeast and it's not gonna bloom. So you want it to be perfectly nice and warm. All right, so we're adding our yeast into our warm butter milk. I'm gonna give it a little swirl. A couple weeks ago, we shared this rolls recipe on Instagram and everyone fell in love with it, but we got a couple questions. People were wondering, are they sweet rolls because we added honey in the beginning of the recipe? And the answer to that is no. The reason why we add honey or agave or sometimes sugar is because it gives the yeast something to feed off of and it helps it bloom. So that is why these rolls are not sweet at all. They're delicious, they're fluffy, and you're gonna love them. So let's wait for this to bloom 5 minutes. All right, and we also are gonna need a couple things greased up. So I've got a giant bowl here and I'm gonna use my unsalted butter stick, and it's nice and soft. All right, so we've got our bowl buttered, and we also need one other thing buttered. We need our baking dish buttered. So I'm just gonna butter this 1 time and done. And the more you do like this while the yeast is blooming, the easier this rolls recipe is. And I can smell the yeast working away in there, and it smells so good. Another important thing to note is, of course, we're using unsalted butter. I say this all the time, but you really want to make sure you use unsalted butter whenever you're baking things, so that way you can control the actual salt content that goes into your recipe. So we're going to use about 2 teaspoons of salt in when we mix the rolls, and we're also going to top them off with this delicious Maldon sea salt flakes. They're so good. You can use coarse sea salt. But if we used salted butter in the mixture here, and also when we're buttering our dishes, the rolls might come out a little too salty, so you want to be careful of that. So this is all buttered up, ready to rock when we need it. All right, we have our yeast looking so beautiful. It's all bubbly and beautiful, and it smells so good. The other thing we need next up is 3 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna put our stand mixer on with the dough hook, and I'm gonna mix it just until the dough starts pulling away from the sides of the mixer. Once the dough starts pulling away from the side of the mixer, you can set a timer and you can let the mixer knead for 5 minutes, or you can pull it out on a floured surface and knead it by hand, but I like letting my mixer do all the work for me. So we're gonna start this off on low. It's pulling away from the side of the bowl. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna set a 5-minute timer again, and we're gonna let this just slowly knead itself until it turns into a beautiful dough ball. All right, the dough has been kneading in our mixer. Whoa, the dough has been kneading in our mixer for 5 minutes. Ah, look how beautiful it looks. And you have a beautiful dough ball. Look at that. So pretty. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna literally plop it right in the center, and I'm gonna cover it for 15 minutes. It's gonna take a little nap, and it's gonna give, what that's gonna do is just gonna allow it to rise a little bit and rest after being kneaded for 5 minutes. So we're gonna cover it with my cool Disneyland dish towel. And yeah, we'll see you in 15 minutes. Are you guys ready? It's been 15 minutes. Look at our baby now. Look at our dough baby now. Oh, it grew a little bit. She looks so cute. We have our buttered dish. We buttered our dish earlier, if you remember, with unsalted butter. So we're going to just gently give this a nice little boom. Look at that.
I'll see.
Beautiful. You want to see?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, and then now what we're gonna do is we're just going to pull off little dough balls.
A goosey.
You want to try a little piece?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, how does it feel?
Yeah.
That's cool. We're gonna grab some dough and we're gonna form it into a little dough ball like this, and we're gonna place it in our baking dish. And this should make about 15 dough balls, so you wanna make sure they're all relatively the same size. If you have a scale, you can get fancy and weigh it, but honestly, I just eyeball them all. And then at the end, you can kind of see which ones are smaller or bigger and kind of even them all out. But yeah, just gonna sit here and talk with Maya. Ooh, does it smell nice? And listen to some music and form our dough balls. All right, I'm ready for your piece.
Okay.
Thank you. That's your, this is your special roll right here. Check it out. Let's look at our rolls. Wow. Okay, so now we have our rolls all rolled out, and we're gonna cover them one more time for 15 minutes. So let's say goodnight. Say goodnight.
Good
We're gonna preheat the oven to 400 degrees. You ready? All right, our rolls have been resting for 15 minutes. Look how cute they look. They're perfect. Our oven is all warmed up and ready to roll. It's at 400 degrees, and we're gonna bake these babies for 25 minutes until they're golden and fluffy, and then we're gonna brush butter on them, and well, I'll tell you about it once they're baked. Look at these. They're fresh from the oven and they look so golden, fluffy, delicious.
Mommy.
You want to see? Okay, come over here and see.
Okay.
Don't touch, okay, because it's super hot. Oh, let's look at our rolls. Wow. Okay, we have 2 more things we have to do to make them next level.
Okay.
We have a stick of butter that we're gonna melt, and then we're gonna brush over the top, and we're gonna sprinkle them with coarse sea salt, and then they're gonna be ready to eat. Are you ready? Okay, let's do that. All right, so we got our melted butter here, and we're just gonna brush our rolls generously with melted butter. And this is just gonna elevate the taste. Maya is so excited about these rolls. Can you hear her? So once we have them all coated with our butter, they look so good. We're gonna use coarse, hey, come over here. You wanna try a roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got one more step. We're gonna sprinkle our sea salt over our rolls. And this is just gonna make them so much more delicious. You wanna help me sprinkle the salt?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here, let's pull it out from here and take it and sprinkle it on. Wow. Okay, you ready to taste?
Yeah.
All right, I have to put you down so I can grab it, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Here you go.
We have been waiting for the moment we have all been waiting for. I'm gonna take this big one off the corner and they're just gonna pull apart. Oh my God, it's so hot. Hot, hot, hot. Look at that. So delicious. I'm gonna bust it open here. Hot, hot, hot. But look how fluffy and good. These are the best, hot out the oven. I'm gonna take a bite, burn my mouth, but it's totally worth it. Woo. Look at that. Yum. And they come together so easily. It's hot though.
Okay.
Ooh, it's hot. Good blowing. It's really hot, babe. So I'm gonna hold it until it cools off, okay? All right, let's say goodbye to our friends. Tell them, make these rolls. Make these rolls. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. We have a lot of fun here. Yeah, can you say goodbye? Bye, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.